ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free.
Hi friends, this is FirearmPop. I'm here with another twist on gun safety. What else? At a recent show I went to in Saugerties, New York, the Ulster County Speak Coalition, and I'm going to give you a close-up of that here, had a table and put out a pamphlet, and it said the 11 commandments of gun safety. You can see that crossed off down at the bottom, and that piqued my interest. I'm always interested in other methods of gun safety, so let me go over the first 10. Some of them a little different, some of them a little unique. Okay, the first one is, when you get down to it, is seek proper instruction. Not bad. Gives you a detailed description of that. Wear eye and ear protection. That's rule number 2. Be sure your gun and ammunition are compatible. Very important gun safety rule. You don't want to use the wrong ammunition in a different gun. Carry only one gauge or caliber of ammunition when shooting. That's number 4, to avoid getting them mixed up. Okay. 5, be sure your target and what's beyond it. Very important rule in gun safety. They're number 6, which I don't see many other, because I did a little research on different gun safety rules. Don't mix alcohol and drugs when shooting. But it's still a great rule. Then it goes on to, in a different section, owning and handling a gun. Keep your finger off the trigger. And if you follow my posts on Facebook, I recently showed this photo of a liberal telling us about gun safety with their finger on the trigger. Also, I'll put a link down below about a video I just did recently on keeping your finger off the trigger all the time, except when you want to shoot. Okay, so keep the action open and the gun unloaded when not ready to use. That's more good advice. Always point the muzzle in a safe direction. The photo you're seeing here is not a safe direction. Pointing the gun up is not a safe direction. There's 2 directions that are safe. Downrange, okay, if you're at a range, and if you're not at a range, down at the ground. You don't want to point the gun up. If it does go off, it's going to come down. What goes up must come down. Okay, so always beware of the direction your gun is pointing in. And store your gun safely. Securely, especially when they're not in use. And that goes on to, and I guess the main reason I'm doing this video is number 11, which is one new rule they threw in, which I kind of like, and I'm going to read it verbatim. It says, consider temporary off-site storage if a family member or a loved one may be suicidal. When an emotional crisis like a breakup, job loss, or legal trouble, or a major change in someone's behavior like depression, violence, or heavy drinking causes concern, storing guns outside the home for a while may save a life. Some police departments or gun shops may be able to store them for you until the situation improves. So always have a plan. If you need to have the guns stored someplace safe, if you don't have a safe and you're the only one with the combination, make sure that no unauthorized people can get a hold of your guns. That's in your own household. Okay. One of the other things I've done, and I've done this for a while, all the guns in New York State, your guns are listed on your license, and you're the only person to have those guns in your possession. So I have made my son co-owner of all my guns. And in this case, if anything should happen to me, if I get hospitalized, if I pass away, anything, he can take possession and store the gun safely until my wife or the other beneficiaries decide what the disposition of all the guns are going to be. Handed down, sold, whatever. But at least it's an alternative to my wife being stuck, who does not have a license to have possession of firearms. The guns would have to be disposed of within 10 days, according to New York state law. So we don't want to get into that decision. So the whole reason for this video was to discuss, to have a plan. If a situation arises in your household where you need to secure those guns safely and you can't do it without anybody else having access to them, consider off-site storage of the guns. Police department, a gun shop, you may have to pay storage, I would guess, in a gun shop. They're not going to give up their safe space, you know, for your guns unless they're getting paid for it. But that may be a solution. So anyway, gun safety rules, very important. The first one was proper instruction, and I don't mean to be a YouTube fanatic and learn via YouTube. Get some solid first-hand instruction on gun handling and gun safety. This is for your protection and protection of all the people around you. Well, I hope this made sense. So I have one more thing to add to gun safety, and that is common sense. Never lose it. Understand what you're holding in your hand. It can take a life. It can take many lives, as we've seen recently. So it is a trust that's been given to you to have a firearm. You must handle it securely, okay, and properly. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please pass it around. I think safety cannot be talked about too much. This is FirearmPop. Be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.